All right, now, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. A double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that definitely rule well. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. It's the brother Ayat coming back at you with another lesson. It's more of a sit down, but through the spirit, Lord willing, it's edifying. Trying to multitask while I'm here at the plantation. But anywho, I want to get right into really one of the topics of the week. Is these unity camps basically. And speaking on my own experience, that's what I'll put this sit down based upon. But through the spirit, let's get right into the scripture. Lay the foundation, and then we'll get into it. But this is a very popular scripture. It's Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? And the answer is no. The scriptures tell you that clearly. So two can't walk together except they be agreed. So and that just makes confusion and something that's very difficult too. To be pushing His word in truth and sincerity. That's the way we're supposed to deliver it. And then you would have two different men, preaching two different things, you know what I mean? And then you have, the rest of the sheep that's basically listening, they're not sure on who to listen to, you know what I mean? Because, they may see two brothers, in a unity camp together. And then once you see them split and go back to their, regular camps that they're from, and then you'll see the different doctrines getting preached. Then the person that's listening will wonder it all back in the first place, like, hey, what was y'all doing together anyway? Like, y'all clearly are preaching two different things, you know what I mean? And, according to, the book of Ezekiel, we are definitely watchmen. We're supposed to be, getting the blood off our hands. We went over that at the last camp that just passed. But, that's the point too, man. We're supposed to be getting the blood off our hands, so we gotta be on the same page, you know what I mean, making sure that's the task at hand that we're trying to accomplish. We can't be causing confusion, and the Most High is definitely not the author of confusion. But anywho, let's get into, let's see, a couple precepts I have lined up on deck. Okay, let's see. All right, we'll start off with Matthew chapter 18 and verse 4. All right, it says, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So we got to go back to the basics of humbling yourselves as a little child, and you can clearly see that, a couple brothers are definitely forgetting about that. Got to humble yourself as a child. Got to go back to square one and be retaught all over again. You know what I mean? And that's how it is. Even if you feel like you know something, you think you're on some type of level, you gotta. It says humble as a child. That's the mindset you need to be in, and it's crazy too, man, because the apostles and elders and brothers on down, they've been making it clear upon tables as far as what is what in this truth, and and people, I guess, are still in denial, and since I brought up that scripture, from my own experience, I did run into a Jake recently, was talking about he had an issue with the 12 tribes chart, basically, and how it's false and all this, man, make me scratch my head, man, because, he act like he was on some level, but, when you actually read Ezekiel, it clearly tells you that, that our people will inquire about this chart, you know what I mean? So, isn't that cut clear? That it's cut clear to me, you know what I mean? And that's sometimes too, man, you got our people just being really simple about the whole issue, you know what I mean? The 12 tribe chart, basically, you can't get carried away or let it be a stumbling block unto you. Scriptures clearly tell you that we are dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth. So, you can't walk up to the chart talking about how come I don't see Alaska, how come I don't see, New Zealand. Don't get simple with it. You know what I mean? And the crazy part about that is one thing I brought up to the guy that I was talking to. The brothers that are in those different parts of the world, whether it's the London brothers or we got brothers all over the place, man. I don't want to leave anyone out, but what's another camp I'm really thinking about on the tip of my okay, the camp that's in Holland. For the brothers that's actually in those places, how come you clearly don't hear them talking about, hey, how come I don't see Holland in there, or how come I don't see the UK? Don't be simple about it. You know what I mean? Anywho, man, scriptures, man, is just a handful within itself, because the Most High has to open your mind to the understanding. So at the end of the day, that's what it really is, we just washing our hands, getting the blood off our hands, basically. You know what I mean? We don't have time going back and forth, over some of the simple things, And definitely about the mark of the beast. That's clearly another issue with the unity camps. It's so obvious that that's what the mark of the beast is, and people are not preaching it. It just don't make any sense, man. I just want to say, man, if any brother that just came into this truth and is in that point where they're not sure what is what, you just go back to the drawing board and stay humble. Go back and review videos and watch their breakdowns of the scriptures, and you'll be able to differentiate which is which. By like a process of elimination, basically. I want to say that. But let's get into my last precept that I had, just to bring the whole point in a full circle. This is Ephesians chapter 4, and let's see, verse 5. Actually, let me click on it because I'm looking for something specific on here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 5. It says, "There is one body, there is one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. There's one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all." I was definitely looking for there's one truth, but let me maybe I can find that. But that's the point too. There's one faith. There is one faith. And the scriptures clearly tell you walk by faith and not by sight. And we have faith. That the men that have been set up to to push this truth. Talking about the apostles and the elders on down out of Great Millstone. That's exactly what the faith is. You know what I mean? So. I don't know if you got people out there waiting for the scriptures to specifically name, each brother out of Great Millstone, and to convince you it doesn't work like that. It's by faith, and it's also by you, studying the word yourself, and then coming to the conclusion of what it is. Let's see. Oops. Man. I'm still trying to look for that scripture that I was thinking of that just came to mind, but. Yeah, man, at the end of the day, this unity camp, I mean, we'll see how far that goes. Scriptures tell you that, what is of the Most High, you can bring to naught. So we'll see how long that lasts, man. And, though they unite and all that stuff, they ain't going to stop, the brothers here at Great Millstone for doing what we have to do. Let's see. Yeah, so it's crazy. I was watching a video. I think it was last night or the night before. You had Zabak, and he was, I guess he was a part of a unity camp, and he was basically saying that it's a lot of jealousy and envy going on and all type of stuff he was throwing out there, you know, me watching the video would seem like he was kind of hinting on the brothers out of Great Millstone. Basically, that's how I felt. And you know, I just want to say, you know, that's completely false. You know, as far as Great Millstone, I mean, we're not envious. We don't want to, you know, be like any other brothers and nothing like, you know what I mean? It's no jealousy, nothing like that. This is about truth's sake. You know, this is very serious issues that we're dealing with here. You know what I mean? We clearly see, you know, they got the mark of the beast clearly already out, and then they also got the brain chips that they're pushing. You had Elon Musk, you know, he pushing that technology. You know, people be, you know, excited for the technology. You know what I mean? But you know, that's how the Most High has set Satan up to be, man. Just very, very clever and crafty, you know. So, you know, we are mindful of that. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, like the scriptures tell you. But, you know, let's see. There's one truth. Wow. Let's see. Okay. All right, Akim. I mean, you know, our break is really running short, but you know, that was the point. You know, brothers in this truth know that there's only one truth. You know, it's not a multiple of truth, and it is what it is, man. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, scriptures say, "Blessed is your eyes, for they see." So, Lord willing that you be blessed to see, you know, see through all the BS, basically. You know what I mean? It's about preaching this truth, man, correct and directly. You know what I mean? And you know, apostles has taught us that, man. We're going to continue in the doctrine of the apostles. You know what I mean? With that being said, a call halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone that's ruling well. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect out there. You know, continue to, you know, push and keep on pushing, man. That's what we got to do, man. We got to survive. Like the brother in my camp always say, you know, we know what to do. We just got to continue to apply ourselves. You know, put your head down and work, basically. Hey, Shalom.